Hi, I'm Bruce Clay, and this is the Ask Us Anything series. The perfect domain name for my company recently became available, but the seller is asking for far more than I'm willing to pay. The domain is an exact match for the keyword my company is trying to rank for. I'm at a crossroads here. I'm not sure if it is a smart investment for my company to buy a domain at such a high cost. But on the other hand, this might give us the competitive edge to outrank a lot of our competition. How much of a ranking impact does a domain name have if it matches your exact keyword? Well, there actually has been something called an EMD, an exact match domain penalty issued by Google. If most of your inbound links are that particular transactional keyword, and it matches your domain name, disproportionate to everything else, you may find that that actually hurts you rather than helps you. One of the things you have to be aware of is anytime you buy a domain that is in fact a keyword, people consider it valuable. But they may also have built it up and spammed it, and Google may now have a penalty associated with that. So if you start using it, that penalty may prevail. So you have to actually look at the domain, find out if it's been previously spammed, find out what kind of traffic there is, find out if there's any kind of manual action against it, see what the traffic patterns look like, and then you can buy the domain. How much is too much? Well, that depends on you. If I make an extra few sales every month because of it, does that pay for it within a reasonable amount of time? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you buy a domain just because you don't want your competition to buy that domain. If it's for sale, you're not the only one in the world that knows it. So understand it might actually even be a competitive advantage. We have many people who have bought the domain name and then bought the .net and .org versions, .info, in order to keep a competitor from having a competitive advantage with the keyword. In our case, we think that what you should do is if you can buy it, if you can afford it, if there's a reasonable payback expected, you might as well buy it. One of the things that I would advise you to do is make sure that the registration of the domain is in your company name that matches the domain name. I would make sure that it doesn't have a penalty. I would clean it. And by cleaning it, that is where you would purge it from the Google index, let it sit there for a while, and then rebuild it with different URLs. That shows to Google that it is a different domain. You may find that that helps. We still might need to do a penalty repair. It may be a backlink problem where somebody spammed it with backlinks. If that's the case, even though you have a domain, even though you put a new site on it, even though you did everything you could to clean it out of Google, those links may remain, and that can still poison your rankings. So there's a lot of things when you buy a domain to find out if it's going to help you or if it's going to hurt you. Not all keyword-rich domains are to your advantage. As I said, it may make sense to buy it and just let it get there so that nobody else has it. That might be your best move.